It's officially springtime here in South Florida. The weather is absolutely amazing, all the trees are in full bloom, and most importantly, the fishing is starting to heat up. Yes, the inshore snook and tarpon are on the move, but today is not about them. Today I'm headed offshore to test my skills against the migrating pelagics that I never get to fish for. So join us as we chase some of the hardest pulling and most delicious fish our home ocean has to offer. Wow. Big thank you to Saltwater Sportsman for making this trip possible. Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. I am extremely excited about today because I am heading offshore with my man right here, Ryan Morie.
What's up guys?
If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you probably know that I typically do inshore fishing. So when Ryan hit me up to go out on this trip, I was super excited. One, I was very grateful that he hit me up. And two, I'm looking forward to the challenge to get out there and find some big pelagics, which I normally never have the opportunity to fish for. So we just put the boat in the water. We're in a beautiful Mako 21.4cc provided by Bass Pro Shops. And we're gonna head out there and see if we can get on some big fish. So thanks so much for clicking on this one, and we'll see you at the spot. All right, so every successful fishing trip starts with having the right bait. So we actually just bought about 6 dozen live pilchards. They're right here in the live well. But right now, Ryan's driving the boat around and we're trying to mark some more bait out here. We're looking for Spanish sardines. So we're using the Garmin system here to try to mark them and locate them. And then we're gonna drop this rig down right here. This is called a sabiki rig. It basically resembles all the little microorganisms and plankton that these bait fish eat. It's a bunch of little tiny hooks with feathers on them. Got a lead down here at the bottom, and we're just gonna jig this around and see if we can get some baits in the boat. The technique here is just to let the sabiki rig sink down, hopefully run into the school of baits. I got one. So if you hold it for a little bit, you could try to get a stringer, which will be multiple baits on at once. And that's what we're looking for right there.
Nice. Should have brought a two-hooker, but I
Spanish sardine. You gotta be careful when you're letting them string up because, you know, the predators could try to take them right off of your sabiki rig, but we got lucky there with 2 nice baits. Typically, we like to use a D-hooker for these because they're kind of delicate baits, and it's just gonna prolong the life of your bait, but we don't have one with us today, so we're just gonna take them off with our hands. Let's go back down and see if we can get some more. Well, boys and girls, we made it out here to the blue water. We weren't too successful with the bait catching mission, so fortunately we have all those pilchards in the well that we got from the bait guys, but this is gonna be the rig that we're starting off with. It's a triple hook rig with a live pilchard hooked right there in the throat. The idea is to try to get the bait to swim down, and the reason why we have the 3 hooks is so we don't have to use a steel leader, and it's gonna help us or help prevent us from getting cut off by toothy fish like a kingfish or something like that. So let's see, we just set up for our first drift. Ryan's got a bait out in the back. I'm gonna fish a bait up here and see if we can get tight. One of the greatest things about fishing offshore is you really never know what you're gonna catch. You know, we could easily run into sailfish, obviously kingfish, blackfin tuna, we could find a cobia. A bunch of those species I've never even caught before, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can find. Before we get started on today's action, I'm actually gonna roll a clip of the last time I fished with Ryan in the Mako. We were running the beach looking for cobia, and I ended up getting absolutely humbled by one of these aggressive fish instead. Check it out. This fish right here, that's gotta be them. Tight. Hooked up. Doesn't feel huge, but definitely fun. Doing the classic jack head shake. He's going to the back of the boat, so I'm just going with him.
Sun's out on him.
Yeah, let's go. Ryan told me exactly where to cast. It's almost like cheating. This is cool though. Nice little bycatch and some fun drag pulling action while we wait for the cobias to show up. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, we gotta get something in the boat since we can't find a cobia yet.
That's right.
I've never seen someone so jacked get worked by a
Bro,
jack.
I am getting worked. My right bicep It's like arm day out here. Oh my. Dude, this thing's no joke. These jacks fight so hard. People hate on them because they don't make good table fare really, but they're still cool fish. I'm never mad when I hook one. Jesus. This thing is dogging me for real. Ryan's laughing at me.
This is honestly hilarious. I'm worried what would happen if I put you on a 30-pounder.
This fight's so much harder than a sheep's head. What's up with that? It might be 15 pounds or something. 12, 15. There he is. Double trebs right in his face. Chris is gonna do the honors.
Dang.
Let me grab that
You know what's
bad boy.
crazy is that fish cracked that X-Trap because look, it's got the black color in it now.
Yep.
Proud of you. You right?
Thank you so much. Yeah, what an accomplishment. All right, check this thing out. Ryan spotted it with the drone. Super cool Jack Crevalle. These are awesome fish. Like I was saying, they get a ton of hate, but they grow big. They pull like hell, and they're really aggressive. So with these fish, the best thing to do, they're in the tuna family. You just head dive them to release them.
Soak your camera.
Soak my camo, let the water run through their gills. Just gave Ryan a little bath there.
Dude, everything got the
That big jack was the only fish that I caught that day, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. But without further ado, let's get back to the offshore mission. So far, not much action. One of the issues possibly is that we don't have a great drift going. There's not a lot of current out here, and when you're offshore, you really want some good current. It's really gonna make your chances a lot better, but we keep periodically checking the Garmin, seeing if we're marking fish. We've gone over some nice marks, but still waiting on that big bite. It's gonna happen. We still got some low light. Fingers crossed they start chewing. I'm tight.
nice fish on.
Oh, dolphin. Oh, nice. Let's go. Just got my first bite of the day, boys and girls. And it is a dolphin, aka mahi mahi, aka dorado.
That's actually a nice one.
Super cool. I haven't caught a dolphin since I was a kid. Wait till you guys see how beautiful this fish is. Not really fighting much. Took a nice jump there in the beginning. Yeah, real close. He's sitting right here. These guys got to be what, 20 to the fork?
Slide him over my way.
Ryan's gonna stick a gaff in this fish. And there we go.
Look at that.
That's some meat we're looking for right there.
Nice cow dolphin.
Nice.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Super cool, man.
Choked it. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Sun's out goes offshore.
Yeah, that's right. I promise you guys, I have not caught a dolphin since I was maybe 10 years old.
Oh, that long?
Yes, for real. I don't get offshore much,
Yeah,
man. All right, look at this beautiful little specimen. This is a cow dolphin, Dorado. Look at the colors on this fish. It's absolutely gorgeous in real life. I hope it's picking up on camera. These blue spots all over this teal and yellow body. This is such a beautiful fish and is gonna make one heck of a meal. So we're gonna get this guy in the box before he starts freaking out on us and get another bait in the water. Yeah, he just spit the bait up. One more look at this beautiful fish. We're gonna get this guy on ice and get some more baits out and try to replicate this. Maybe get a king or wahoo, sailfish. You just never know what you're gonna find out here offshore. That's the awesome thing about it. So super sick first fish. All right, fresh off that mahi. We actually repositioned the boat. We're gonna do another drift here. We came in a little bit shallower. I'm gonna go out with another bait. Same exact rig, the triple hook with a throat hooked pilchard. Let it swim down and find me a fish. All right, so here's what we got going on. Ever since we caught that mahi, it's been pretty dead out here. So we just moved out to 220 feet of water. We were way shallower earlier, so we set up a new drift. We got a couple rods suspended down low in the water column. Ryan's got a flat line on right there. We got no wire on because we're hoping to try to get some tuna. So I'm gonna throw this This is the vertical jig. Ryan was throwing it a little bit earlier, but maybe we can get a tuna to eat this while we wait for the live baits to get hit. The technique with this jig is just to cast it basically up current, even though we don't have much current. Let it sweep down and hit the bottom, and then I'm gonna jig it up using various different cadences and trying to see what the fish want. So I'll try it fast, I'll try it slow, keep switching it up until I get a bite. First things first, we gotta get to the bottom with the jig and take it from there.
You know what I mean?
But you have a full squat rack, don't you?
Yeah, I have a full squat rack. Whoa, we're tight, boy!
All right, well, I wasn't recording, but I just got bit on the vertical jig. Doesn't feel like a very big fish, but it does feel nice to have something on.
You got a tuna, buddy.
Yeah, you think so? Ryan's calling it a tuna. We'll see. This is Ryan's setup, and it's really nice for jigging.
That's the first fish on that rod. That rod is brand new, testing it out.
So far, so good. Oh, it's like a little Almaco jack. Well, here's a pretty cool little fish. Tiny one, they get a lot bigger. I believe this is an Almaco. Do you know, Ryan?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just look how he's a little taller.
So when Ryan says this fish is a little bit taller, he's referring to from here to here, I guess. There's another species called an amberjack, which is very, very similar, and they get huge and they fight. They call him House of Pain, but this is just his cousin. Just a little Almaco jack. I'm gonna pop these hooks out of here, let this guy swim. Just gonna head dive him. Sort of. There he goes. I'm gonna keep jigging, see if we can catch something else. It's a fun way to pass the time while you're shooting the breeze with the boys and waiting for the live baits to get hit.
Yeah, I know people like to just be, oh, tight! That's Blackfin.
Let's go. Just got bit. And I'm recording. How often does that happen? We're just up here letting the time pass, and I've been throwing the jig and trying to work hard while this fish feels at least bigger than that Almaco jack.
This is good. The way it's staying down, tail beating, pulling a little drag. This is why you fish the jig. We have 4 live baits out, deep, high, every depth hooks up on the jig. So let's see what we got.
You can see the way I'm fighting this fish, I'm kind of just using the rod to pump him up, and then I reel down, pick up the slack, try not to ever go loose and slack with the line. Just keep working him to the surface, moving fast. I think he's acting like a blackfin. Oh, it might be a bonita. No, that's
a bonita.
No, a tuna.
Oh, it is.
Nice one.
Coming over to the right.
Gotta watch my footing here. It's a nice tuna. He didn't fight as hard as I think he should have. My drag might be a little tight. Wait, what am I doing? There we go. Ryan just stuck him.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Blackfin in the boat.
Let's go, boys. Nice.
Ooh. Yeah, man.
Let's go.
You were determined with the jig and you made it happen.
That's it, man. When you're out here, you got to take full advantage. I told you guys I don't get offshore a lot, so I'm going to work for him today, and it paid off with that one.
Heck yeah.
Beautiful,
Nice,
beautiful. So Ryan just put this fish out of his misery. It's the right thing to do. First of all, it preserves the meat, gives you a better quality meat, but it also puts this fish out. And you know, we're conservationists, we're sportsmen, and we don't want to see anything suffer, so it's good to try to dispatch them quickly, and then we'll get them on ice. There we go. Whoa!
Almost lost the rod, buddy.
Oh my God, Ryan was just giving a rinse down on the deck of the boat.
Ripping. Dude, we almost lost the rod. You see the rod holder bent?
Yo, that is insane.
I don't know what this is. This is big.
All right, so check this thing out. Blackfin tuna, unquestionably my biggest ever.
That's epic, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I've only caught a couple, and recently too, but what was so cool about that sequence is Ryan was dispatching this fish and he was cleaning up the deck, and then one of the rods, it was kind of chaotic, so I don't know if I was filming on my GoPro, but one of the rods took off and it almost actually came out of the rod holder, and now he's still tight on this fish. It's probably been about 5 minutes since he hooked up. So man, fingers crossed. You guys know I don't have that offshore experience, but I'm feeling optimistic that it might be a real big tuna. They're thinking shark possibly, but we'll just have to find out. But super sick blackfin. Let's get this guy on the ice. This guy's gonna make one hell of a meal.
We're about 10 minutes into this fight, man, and I'm still very unsure what it is. You know, I always, out here in Jupiter, Florida, there's no shortage of sharks. So I'm always gonna lean towards something big and heavy like this, probably being a shark. But at this point, we're in the middle of the day, around noon. We're not really wasting any time. All we're gonna do is go back in and try and catch some bait. So I'm gonna fight this thing as long as it takes to get some color, see what it is, because it's a big wide ocean. There is no fences out here, and you never know what it could be. What we thought was a shark turned out to be a shark. It wasn't anything cool. Like 6 foot long, dusky. You can let him look up. And basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna snip it real close because we don't want to get any lose any fingers today. And this really small hook is gonna rust out very quickly. And we're gonna let him go and live a happy sharky life.
Quick update. We just put out the live baits again. We got the whole spread out. And I'm gonna come back up on the bow and use the jig. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's see if I can get some more fish on the jig. And then after this, we're gonna do one more drift. I think we're gonna go and try to load up on some of those Spanish sardines like you guys saw a little while ago and get ready for the afternoon bite.
I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna get that up right now.
Oh, tight.
Come on, Tuna Tyler.
All right, boys and girls, we got another fish on the jig. I mean, the jig is really outperforming the live bait. The only thing in the recent pass on the live bait has been that shark, so jig's doing work. Shout out to Pelagic, by the way. They're sponsoring this video, and I'm rocking their gear right now. And I think I got the lucky tuna shirt on because it's got a tuna on the back, and I'm in the meat on them. So I think this is another tuna, man.
Is it?
Yeah. If you guys are interested in any of the gear that I'm rocking, or any of the gear that Ryan's rocking, there'll be a link down below so you guys can check them out. It's a nice tuna, and there's another one with him. Yeah, I saw another one.
Now he's pulling drag.
Yeah, finally getting one to pull drag. These fish don't pull drag against me, they know. It's a waste of time. Whoa.
Dude, it finally woke up.
She just woke up. She woke up.
It's fine, man. You don't have to calm it. Nothing for him to break you off on out here.
I mean, but that's not a shark?
No.
Wow. Look at that drag screaming action. I haven't had a fish pull drag like that in a while.
Good rip.
Really nice. I don't got the YouTube drag either. I mean, I got a pretty decently tight drag to drive the hook. Wow, it's nice to have a fish pull like that. That was epic. I mean, honestly, this fish got right to the surface, got one look at the boat, and sounded straight down. So that was a lot of fun. Hopefully he doesn't beat himself up in the boat. He hopefully tired himself out during the fight. This fish has me working, losing my breath a little bit. This is so awesome.
It's honestly more fun on the jig than it is on the live bait. It's kind of cool that he's actually getting bit on the jig, but it's surprising to me that 0 tuna have come on live bait. Both have come on the jig so far.
I think it has to do more with the angler than anything.
Oh, sure. That's why I gapped your tuna right in the meat.
What,
oh, that was why he was in chase.
Yo, that was insane. This tuna just came both sides, and Ryan stuck him with the gaff and then pulled him out of the water, and 2 seconds later a nice shark just
giant
dusky shark just came by. And
dude, that might be bigger than the last one you caught.
That's 100% bigger. That's a nice tuna.
that dusky wanted my lunch, but he didn't get it. That's what's up, man. This is a blast. Super duper fun. We got to keep it going. There she is. What a nice specimen right here. This is a beautiful tuna. Look at his eyeball. They have huge eyeballs. That's why we're fishing fluoro and mono leader, because we're specifically targeting tuna at this point. And you know, they're pretty smart fish, and that eyeball gives them a great ability to see big hooks and big leaders and wire leader. But it looks like actually check out right here. It looks like something might have grabbed him. He took that crazy run. I don't know if he was probably running from that shark that we just saw, and I don't know if he nicked him right there, but what a really beautiful fish. I was trying to show you guys before that they have this ability to tuck their fins right against their body, flush against their body, makes them very streamlined so they can move super duper fast through the water. And yeah, man, these things are just built for hunting down bait fish and smoking them. So another great tuna. We're gonna get this one in the box. It's gonna make some more awesome sashimi or a poke bowl or something like that. Super stoked.
Unbelievable. Man catches, I had a brand new jigging rod. Man catches the first 2 fish on it. It's basically his rod now. I just had to give it to him. So yeah, I'm jigging. I actually tied on the exact same jig, similar leader size to him. So very similar presentation, but sometimes certain people just got it and other people don't. And who knows, I might not have it today. Well, there's stuff blowing up on top over here.
We just bled out that tuna, put it on ice. But I just wanted to say, it is absolutely incredible anytime that an artificial lure is out fishing the live bait. So check it out. I just wanted to shout out this jig. This is made by Johnny Jigs. It's got some BKK hooks on it. It's 100 grams. We're throwing a 50-pound leader. This really nice rod that Ryan's let me borrow. It's a prototype actually. But it's just so sick, man. I'm really enjoying myself out here fishing for tuna. It's something I don't get to do often, and I'm just blessed to be out here. I actually enrolled Ryan, and now he's throwing the jig as well. So we still got the live baits out, but we're gonna get the jigs back out because they are working. So stay tuned. Let's see what else we can find. After a couple more drifts, which resulted in 2 nice mahis, we decided to take a ride back to the bait spot to load up on some cigar minnows and Spanish sardines, hoping to set ourselves up for a successful afternoon. Well, we are just getting set up for the afternoon bite. We're on our first drift right now, and we're hoping with these little bit of different baits that we can capitalize on some of the fish that we're targeting, like the tunas, the kingfish. You never know, maybe a wahoo, cobia. So we just put out the spread. We put the cigar minnows and the Spanish sardines on. I'm gonna get this bait out. I just got hit on the free line. I wasn't filming, so we'll see if I can replicate that. If not, I'm gonna grab the jig and keep jigging, but let's see, maybe these new live baits will treat us a little bit better. Got a super nervous bait here. It's a Spanish sardine. These baits are so much friskier than the pilchards that we were fishing earlier, so I'm really hoping that these can help us produce some nicer fish. He's kicking his tail like crazy. It probably means he's getting chased by something down there, so let's just see if he eats. All right, so quick update. We're probably on our 3rd or 4th drift here in the afternoon, and as you can see behind me, the ocean really kicked up. I hope that's picking up on camera, but all of a sudden the wind just picked up big time, changed directions, and it made the seas a little sloppy. So I don't know how much longer we're gonna do this for. We're not really getting too much action here in the afternoon yet, and we're kind of getting beat up. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed it kind of mellows out a little bit and we can get on some fish. We started the day with the triple hook rig, and we're gonna finish the day with it. We got a cigar minnow right here, a nice juicy bait. I'm gonna go right there. Call that the throat. Hopefully he swims down and Big King smokes it.
How you feeling right now, dude?
I mean, I'm feeling great. I'm still optimistic. Still super grateful to be out here doing some offshore fishing, but obviously I wish the bite was a little hotter and I wish the seas were a little calmer, but we can't complain. We're really blessed to be out here fishing on a Monday, so if we could bring it all together and get some nice fish in the boat, it'll be incredible. Flyers right there. Just took off.
Yeah. Rip and drag.
That's the right one.
Rip and drag. That's what we like to see. Probably getting sharked. Yeah, I just got sharked.
No way.
Yeah, 100%. Pretty positive, had a kingfish. Ate it, ran down, then started sprinting straight up, and I figured it got sharked. The minute it changed directions like that, I knew a shark was on it. And not much you can do about it, man. Sucks though.
All Ryan just had a kingfish on, and unfortunately there is kind of a shark problem out here, and while he was fighting his fish, a shark ate it. So he lost that fish, but now I'm feeling a little bit hopeful. We're almost positive it was a king, so I just put another bait out. Ryan's got another bait out right now, and maybe we're in the fish. Let's see. There we go. Ryan finally got a bite out here in the slop.
Man, it's a rough bonita fishery out here. This rod's tight, Tyler. Back rod's tight.
On it.
Rip and drag.
All right.
Oh, I'm getting chased by a shark.
This back rod just got picked up as well.
I just free spooled. I don't know if the shark got him anyway.
Well, 2 bites back to back. I mean, should I try to course this fish?
Yeah, I mean, you should do whatever you can.
So we're dealing with some sharks out here, so to try to avoid this fish getting sharked, I'm gonna try my best just to force him in. Can't really speak right now, I'm so focused on trying to get this fish in. It's probably gonna be a bonita. That's just kicking my butt. This fish most likely has a shark chasing him. There's a bunch of sharks in the area. And when Ryan was pulling the lead off, he shot right to the surface and made a super hard run right across the surface. It's another bonita. Man, it is what it is. All right, well, my fish was a bonita that hit the down bait. Ryan's, we don't know because it got sharked. Hey, it's still a fun fight. Still pulled a lot of drag, and that was kind of exhilarating. We're really trying to bring a king to show you guys, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We tried super hard at the end of the day to catch a few more quality fish, but for whatever reason, the fish stopped chewing, and to make matters worse, the ocean just kept getting more and more rough. So we decided to do the smart thing. We packed up and headed in a little bit early, and the ride in was wet and gnarly, but the Mako 214 handled it like a champ, so we survived. It is now the next day. I'm here in my backyard. We're gonna quickly clean up one of those awesome tuna that we caught, and then take it in my kitchen and make up a great meal. Now, this is my first time cleaning a blackfin, so some of us are gonna learn together here. I started off by feeling the area where I'm gonna make my original incision. After my knife is in, I then move to the backbone and then start to move down the backbone all the way to the tail, making small, precise slices as I go. Once I get here to the tail, I flip my blade around and start running back towards the head, separating the meat with my opposite hand and continuing to remove the fillet from the carcass. Right here I have the majority of the top loin separated, but as you can see, I ran into the spine of the fish. So what I'm gonna do is angle my knife down on the other side of the spine as to not miss any of the meat that's there. The entire time I am lifting the fillet with my opposite hand, which is giving me a much better visual and much more control. I'm not sure if this was the correct thing to do, but once I had the majority of the fillet separated, I ran a cut from the top all the way down to the tail, separating the two loins. Right here, I'm putting the finishing touches on the removal of the top loin. And right here, I'm doing the same with the bottom loin. As you can see, I just continue to slice away until it's basically almost off of the carcass. It's only hanging on by the skin. One final cut, and it should separate right off. To be honest, this wasn't my cleanest fillet job, and we left a few pieces of meat behind, but we just went back in with the knife, cut those pieces off, and they're gonna make an absolutely incredible sashimi appetizer. Next up is the removal of the skin. I do this by lining my fillet up with the edge of the cleaning surface, and then I run my knife flush in a sawing motion until the meat is completely separated. Lastly, I wiped out the bloodline, and then this is what we were left with. An absolutely beautiful loin of tuna, and I can't wait to get this thing in the kitchen and whip up something good. Welcome into the kitchen. We are gonna do a super simple recipe for that tuna. Believe it or not, all the ingredients we're gonna need are right here on this cutting board. But first, I just wanted to show you all a tip that my buddy Ben gave me. All the other fillets are wrapped individually in paper towel and put in this Ziploc bag, and this is gonna stay in my fridge. But the reason why you wrap it in the paper towel, it just prolongs the life of the tuna. So I could eat this up to like 7 days after catching the fish, and I could eat it raw, like sashimi style. So that's a really cool tip that my buddy Ben gave me. And this is gonna be the piece that we're gonna make tonight. It's a really nice piece of the loin here, and we're gonna eat it raw, so let's get started. The way we're gonna prepare the tuna is we're gonna cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and then we're gonna make a poke bowl. So really easy. All we're gonna do, start cutting it away. You're gonna end up with some pieces about this big, and then I'm gonna take that piece, probably cut it in half. You wanna end up with a final product of a bunch of pieces this size. This is like a bite-sized piece, and it's perfect size for the poke bowl. So we'll just keep slicing into the fillet here. All the tuna is chopped up into little pieces. We're gonna add it into this mixing bowl right here, and then let it start marinating. For the marinade, all we're gonna add is, this is ponzu sauce. Can't really tell because there's no label on it. Some sesame oil, and because we're low on ponzu, some soy sauce as well. You wanna cover up all the pieces with the ponzu, a little bit of soy. And the sesame oil, it's pretty strong, so I'm just gonna use a few dashes. We're also gonna add sesame seeds, white and black sesame seeds, to the tuna. We're just gonna mix all this together. All those sauces, sesame seeds. Let it all get nice and coated on the tuna. Then we'll slap this bowl in the fridge and prepare the rest of the poke bowls. So I'll be completely honest with you guys, I did not have the time to run to the grocery store, so we're making this poke bowl out of some ingredients that I already had in my fridge. Typically, I like to make some fresh rice for this, but I didn't have any, so I went with some of these ready-made rices. It's a coconut jasmine by Uncle Ben's. This stuff is super good. It's actually delicious. So all we're gonna do is put some of this right here in this bowl. And I'm preparing 2 bowls because I'm about to eat with my dad. We're gonna have dinner together. So the rice is in here. One of the other ingredients is gonna be this. These are matchstick carrots. Add a nice crunch to the bowl and some color. Just drizzle those right on top. Next we have an avocado. We're gonna use the whole thing. I'm just gonna cut right down the center of it. Twist it open here. And here's a cool trick. A lot of my Floridians know about this one, but if you don't, when you have an avocado like this, to get the seed out, sometimes it could be kind of a pain. But if you kind of hit it with the knife and twist, it usually comes out pretty clean. Just to keep everything symmetrical, we're gonna cut the avocado in bite-sized pieces, just like the tuna. So all I'm gonna do is just make slices across the entire inside of the avocado, and then cut again perpendicularly like that, diagonally, whatever you want to call it. Just keep doing that. Take this spoon, scoop out the avocado. Believe it or not, that is basically all she wrote. All we got to do is add the star of the show, the tuna, right on top, and these bowls are gonna be ready to eat. I weighed this out for anyone that's curious. It was about 10 ounces of tuna, so I'm gonna try to put about 5 ounces on each bowl, which I feel is the perfect portion of protein for any meal. Here's a final look at our homemade poke bowl. It smells and looks absolutely delicious. Can't wait to get these on the table and dig in. Well, I definitely filmed my dad and myself eating those poke bowls, but for whatever reason, the camera just never caught focus and the footage did not look good. So I'm gonna let you know right here and right now that they came out absolutely delicious. That is definitely one of my go-to recipes whenever I have a sashimi grade or sushi grade fish at my disposal. So it was awesome to have it with tuna. Another fish I really like to do it with is yellowjack, and they're a lot more accessible for a lot of you guys. You know, we catch them in the Keys from land. We catch them off the piers here in South Florida. So if you ever come across yellowjack, tuna, any kind of sashimi grade fish, definitely give this one a try. Like you saw, it's a clean, healthy, simple recipe, and it's absolutely delicious. Big thanks again to Saltwater Sportsman for making this trip possible, and I want to give a huge thanks to my buddy Ryan Morie for inviting me out on the boat. If you guys don't know who Ryan is, he's also a content creator and YouTuber, and he's been doing it a lot longer than I have. He truthfully puts out some of the sickest fishing content on all platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. He's a really great guy and a really great fisherman, so make sure you go check him out. And it was honestly a privilege to share a boat with this guy. I've been looking up to him for years, and it was great that we got to get out there and catch some fish. That is all I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up button. That way I know you guys enjoy the offshore content, and I'll be sure to head back out there in the near future and do some more offshore fishing. Any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. I'll be happy to get to them. And if you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe because summertime is right around the corner. I plan on doing a lot of fishing, catching a bunch of cool fish, and creating as much content as possible. And I don't want you to miss any of it. So thanks again for watching this one, and we'll catch you in the next one.